Welcome to the business interview. I'm Markus Karlsson. Is it a fresh beginning or another false start for Peugeot Citroen? Europe's second biggest car maker has struck a deal hoping to turn its loss-making business around. It will see China's Dongfeng and the French state each inject 800 million euros into the company. In return, they'll each get a 14% stake in Peugeot Citroen. At the same time, one of France's oldest business dynasties, the Peugeot family, will see its stake diminish. To talk more about this deal, we can turn to Philippe Varin, the chief executive of Peugeot Citroen. He's with us from central Paris and the company's headquarters. Monsieur Varin, thank you for being with us. And I want to ask you this first of all. Why is this the best solution for Peugeot Citroen at this stage to let Dongfeng and the French government in?
Well, the group is now just after an unprecedented crisis, and we must be and we are back on the attack. And we are back on the attack because in Europe we have reduced our cost. We will have a much better utilization rate of our capacities. We have good products, Peugeot 308, the Citroen C4 Cactus, and we have the DS line. But also we must be back on the attack on the global scene. And here we have a partner. This partner, we have been during 20 years with him. It's Dongfeng in Asia, which is the place where you will have 60% of the growth. And we need to have the means of our ambitions. So we needed to have this 3 billion euros capital increase. And this is the reason why, needing this capital increase, having these potential partners, we have decided to have Dongfeng as a partner with the French state and the Peugeot family.
But Peugeot Citroen will now have three major stakeholders or shareholders, the French government, Dongfeng and the Peugeot family. Isn't that going to be a very complicated situation when it comes to corporate governance? Who's calling the shots?
Well, the corporate governance is very clear. We will remain a dual structure with a supervisory board and a managing board. In the supervisory board, each of the three key stakeholders will have 2 seats, which means 6 seats in total. Independent members will have 6 seats, plus 2 employee representatives. It will be a board of 14 members with an independent chairman. And I remind you that in this kind of structure, the chairman of the managing board decides about the strategy and is in charge of implementation of the strategy. So my successor, Carlos Tavares, in my position, will have a board which all the stakeholders will be pretty well balanced, and I'm sure it will be a reinforced governance and a positive one for Carlos.
Who is the chairman going to be? Who's going to be at the top of the board?
This will be decided in due course. First, have to be appointed the members of the supervisory board, and all this will be done at the General Assembly, which will take place on the second part of April.
Now, could you tell us a little bit more about what your cooperation deal with Dongfeng will actually look like? Are you going to be exchanging technologies, for instance? There are some concerns here in France that perhaps you're selling out the family silver. Were you to exchange technologies?
Well, first, what I would like to say very strongly that our company is very iconic in the French industry. So obviously, PSA will remain French. It's an independent company with a very strong footprint in France. And we have taken commitments with our unions on this matter. We will produce at least 1 million cars in France in the next 3 years per year. We will invest 1.5 billion euros in our plants and will not close any plants. And also, we will announce in each of the plants a new model for the future in the next 3 years. In addition, we have said that we will keep 75% of our research and development in France. So it's a very good deal for France. Now, coming back to the specific question on technology, first be aware that the technology that will be used by Dongfeng is the technology which is developed, the main part, by European and French engineers, also French stylists. And this technology that today we already put at the disposal of Dongfeng, it's a technology which is paid for by royalties. So every car that we will sell in addition in China, and we are very ambitious, we want to multiply by 3 our sales in China. Each car will lead to royalties, and this will strengthen the research and development of the company.
Now, as you said, you've now committed to manufacture at least 1 million cars in France. The fact that the French government is going in here in your company, won't this deal restrict your future options? Is the French government going to be making demands that perhaps don't coincide with the wishes of Peugeot-Citroën and the Peugeot family looking ahead? What's the risk of potential conflicts when it comes to, for instance, factory closures or downsizing of production in France?
Well, the first thing I would mention to you is that we have gone through difficult times, but we have been in a position to close 1 plant and indeed to adjust our headcounts to our needs. And the second thing I would tell you is that what is very positive from all this is that we have come with our unions in a very transparent process to negotiate what we call the new social contract, where we have taken the commitments I mentioned to you. But we have also said very clearly and agreed that the B segment, the small cars, mainstream small cars, cannot be produced in a competitive way in France like it is the case for our other competitors in Europe. So this diagnosis has been clearly shared. And in this condition, it's much better that our company focuses on what it can do on a competitive manner, either on the B premium segments or on the C or D segments, you know, the bigger cars.
Now, you posted a loss, or Peugeot-Citroën posted a loss of around 2.3 billion euros for last year. What other plans do you have to further reduce that loss and bring the company back to profitability? I know that you'll be stepping down at the end of March, but still, tell us what the future is.
The first point I would make is that indeed we posted a very significant loss, more than 2 billion euros, but you are aware that in this loss we took an impairment charge on Latin America and Russia that we announced in December due to the situation on the forex exchange, because the very strong euro against the currencies like the Riach, the Argentinian peso or the ruble has been pretty devastating on these areas. So this is one of the reasons. I think it's much more meaningful for our company to look at the cash situation. In 2012, we have burnt close to 3 billion euros of cash. We committed in 2013 to reduce this cash burn by 2, say not more than 1.5, which is still huge. We managed to do minus 426, so much better than the guidance that we gave. So what we said to the market today is that this process of cash management will continue in the years to come, and especially we have said that by 2016 at the latest, we will be cash flow positive.
Now, as I said before, you're about to step down as chief executive and hand over to Carlos Tavares. You've been in the hot seat since 2009, and during this time, sales have plummeted. When you look back at your time at the helm of Peugeot-Citroën, what do you remember, and what do you make of your time in office, so to speak? Have you failed?
Well, you know, when you are faced with such an unprecedented crisis, you know, when you lose 25%, 30% of your sales, you have to react very massively. We have taken strong decisions, sometimes painful decisions. What I'm very proud of today is that I will be in a position to give to Carlos Tavares the keys of the car in a fantastic shape, potentially, so that this company can be back in the race. And this I'm very proud of, for me, but also for all the teams that have worked today. We have now the products. We have, you know, a manufacturing footprint which is much improved. We have partners. We have the means of our ambitions. A new leader is joining. So I think we are going to open a new page of this company, and this will be a fantastic page, I'm convinced.
Now, you gave up a 21 million euro pension package at the end of 2013 after severe criticism from unions and also others here in France. What are you walking away with in the end? Has that been decided yet, and when will that be decided?
Well, you know, this will be decided when I leave. It's not yet the case. And I've said very clearly at the time that it's not my decision. Decision will be taken by the board. And I will respect any decision taken.
What do you expect, though, from the board when it comes to that, looking at the sensitivity of the issue?
You know, I've never taken in my life the position of somebody who must decide. So the board will decide.
A careful Philippe Varin there. I want to thank you, Monsieur Varin, for being with us today and for talking about the future of Peugeot-Citroën, Europe's second biggest car maker. And with that, we're also going to be wrapping up this show. Thanks for watching France 24.